All right, let's get another check of the forecast now. Meteorologist Melissa Terrazas has been doing a good job tracking these high temperatures, giving us these good warnings. Drink that water, wear that sunscreen, avoid the heat if you feel lightheaded.
Yeah, just limit your time outside. I know that a lot of people make it out to the beach, to the pool, but just be aware that we're talking about just dangerous heat. I mean, parts of the viewing area will be under a heat advisory, and that's going to be until 8 o'clock later this evening. So we're talking about an all-day thing. It does start around 11 o'clock. But right now, we're already experiencing the warmer weathers. We're seeing clear conditions, no unsettled weather to currently worry about. I do think that there's going to be a low risk for a shower, maybe a storm, very similar to what we experienced yesterday. But the satellite radar is sweeping clear. Some areas will be are actually waking up to some partly cloudy skies, but calm overall, warm and muggy this Sunday morning. Temperatures are in the 70s, some lower 70s further inland, mid 70s, and then some upper 70s closer to the shore, and some lower 80s already out in Hampton, right at 80 degrees this morning. The next 12 hours, this is what it's going to be feeling like. I mean, already feeling like 90 degrees come the 8 o'clock hour, and then mid 90s by the 10 o'clock hour, triple digits all afternoon long, and we're really not talking about much relief until later this evening. Obviously, as we hit those overnight lows, that's when we can expect some more cooling conditions. I mean, from this point on, especially onto the afternoon, we're only going to experience the increase in temperatures, right? And because of that, there will be a heat advisory, as I mentioned, from 11 a.m. to 8 o'clock later this evening. That includes coastal Virginia, the peninsula's eastern shore. Again, that's for heat index values nearing 105. I mentioned the low risk for a shower and or storm, so if you have any outdoor plans, do make sure that you're keeping that radar at hand. I think that most of us will stay dry, and I do think that the greatest amount of wet weather activity is actually going to come later tomorrow afternoon into the evening. But tomorrow morning does look to be a mainly dry start, clear as well. Temperatures starting off in the 70s, some upper 70s out there, but notice by the afternoon we begin to increase the cloud cover. Temperatures still reaching the lower to mid 90s. We began to track some chances for showers and thunderstorms. Some of us may be looking at a wet commute headed back home from work. Temperatures eventually dropping into the 80s, and then I think that this activity will go into the overnight as well, and may be even giving us a wet start for your Tuesday morning. So some of us may be looking at a wet commute to work early Tuesday morning. Not all of us will see the rain, but we're not going to rule it out for parts of Northeast North Carolina. Now, because we're tracking the chance for showers and thunderstorms, tomorrow afternoon, all of Hampton roads will be under a level 1 risk for severe weather. And that's because we could see gusts anywhere from 40 to 60 miles per hour. I do think that that's going to be the biggest threat, but there's also going to be the chance for some hail. All counties except Dare County along parts of Northeast North Carolina are under that level 1, and even areas up north are under a level 2, so they have an even greater chance for seeing some severe thunderstorms or just severe weather in general. Tomorrow's also a hot one, so we're not only tracking the storm chances, but we're also tracking some more triple digits heat. I mean, already by noon in the upper 90s, feeling like 103 by 4 o'clock. So that heat is actually here to stay for at least the next 5 days. I mean, we're forecasting a high of 95 today, 94 tomorrow, lower 90s. We get some relief, but we're back into the lower to mid 90s come Thursday with that high of 94. So overall, an above average day, and that's going to continue since the average high is around 89 degrees for this time of year. Highs along parts of the peninsulas and eastern shore, lots of lower to mid 90s, upper 80s along parts of the viewing area south of the state line, maybe some upper 80s along parts of the Outer Banks, but your 7-day forecast is looking this way. It's going to be a hot one. The 90s are going to continue. I mean, we eventually get into the upper 80s come Saturday, but even then we're talking about afternoon storm chances about a week from now. Dana?
All right, thanks so much, Melissa.